And, during your third year of medical school, which is supposed to be like a very hard, grueling year, and all these different things are happening, you're tired of getting to sleep, a lot of very, very hilarious situations happen, especially in my OBGYN rotation. I go to med school on the south side of Chicago, just to paint a picture of the patient population we have. So I'm on my OBGYN rotation, and I'm walking into a room, this lady I'm checking on, and I'm asking her, making conversation, like, hey ma'am, how are you? And, she's like, fine. And just to make conversation, I asked her, do you have a name for your baby? And she's like, yeah, I do. So I was like, oh, what is it? She's like, oh, I'm gonna call him Lemage. I'm like, Lemage? That sounds French. Is that French for something? She's like, no, not exactly. It's actually Jamal spelled backwards. And then she continued. She's like, I really, really hate the baby daddy, and I just want him to be the opposite of the baby daddy. So I named him Lemage. And I'm like, that's cool, and I just left. But guys, I make this joke, but I give her a hard time, but guys, it's so hard naming kids nowadays, right? Because the problem is that, you just can't name a kid a name that's gonna work now, right? And expect it to be okay. You have to name a kid what's gonna work now and also predict in the future if this name's gonna be okay for them in the future, right? Because all the kids who right now are being named Katniss and Khaleesi, we don't know if in the future Katniss becomes a stripper name or something like that. We don't know that. And for example, my parents didn't know that when they named me Abdul Karim Ayotunde Gumbiade 26 years ago, I'd grow up to be a walking Nigerian email scam. They just didn't predict that. Just didn't predict that at all, right? And it's crazy because I'll introduce myself to people and I'll give them my full name, or at least my full first name. I'll be like, oh, my name's Abdul Karim. And somehow, some way, they hear Bob from Abdul Karim. I'm like, really? Do I look like a Bob? And then the problem is when you're African and people know you're African, but you have a simple name, people don't assume it's as simple as you think. I have a good friend, he's African, his name is Challenge. Literally, his name is Challenge, right? Not very hard at all. But the problem is when he goes to different parties and he has a name tag that says his name Challenge, people will look at his name and they're like, Challenge? Chalenge? Is it Chalenge? And he just stopped, and she's tired of correcting people. He's like, yes, my name is Chalenge. Just doesn't try to correct them anymore. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for coming out.